Okay, so we talked about surface area, and is there anybody that was absent today? I can't remember. No. Okay. Anyway, so this is something we're going to be doing Monday, and I've been talking to the class about that, but we'll do that later. But anyways, what is surface area? Put a line through that front page. I'm not going to worry about that. Take a look at this. Shh. It says here's a sketch of a rectangular prism built from 12 cubes. Well, how do we know there's 12 cubes? We can't see them all, but this green area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, on the opposite side, how many will there be? 6. So that's 12 right there. Now, the yellow or orange, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the side we can't see, there's another 6, so that's another 12.
Yeah, but they're all part of the same cube.
Yeah. And then the top part in blue, there's how many? 4. And then the bottom that we can't see, that's what?
4. So it's
8. What's 12 plus 12?
24.
24 plus 8 is?
32.
32. That's why they said it's 32 square units. So when we're talking about surface area, hang on, hon. When we're talking about surface area and we're working on paper, you can't see all of it because it's 2D. All right, it's just two-dimensional. So it says here, it has 6 faces, but you can only see 3 of them: the green, the yellow, and the blue. It has a surface area of 32 units. So it says, how many faces does your figure have? I'm not going to worry about that. This is something you guys would do online. And I've kind of given up until they improve the bandwidth here on. Well, if I were you, I would write something down and maybe underline that. Anything I do, you guys should do. Not worried about this. Anyways, what I was saying before somebody interrupted me instead of raising their hand is that the bandwidth at the school here, when you all get on, it just doesn't work very well. Let's look at the bottom of page 105. Lesson summary, and I just wanted to go over this. It says three-dimensional figure has flat sides, and again, the sides are called faces, and we can see 3 of the faces. We can see the top. We can see the face on the left-hand side here, which is the largest, and then we can see the side here. And so this side right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see I put an arrow and drew it. What's the side over here that we can't see? Well, that's also 8. You guys following me on that?
Yes.
This large side here is 12. Well, and then I drew another arrow and I pointed, there's another 12, but we can't see that side or that face. Of course, the top has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the bottom also has 6. You guys get that?
Yeah.
You guys good with that? You understand what's going on? Okay. So this is, again, the lesson summary. I've said before, they don't usually ask any questions in the lesson summary. What's the whistling I'm hearing? Who's whistling?
I didn't hear whistling. I heard humming. I heard whistling.
Okay. Okay, stop. Thank you. All right. What is surface area? Again, it's just part of the lesson summary. But they do have the glossary terms here. There's face and surface area. Now, you could get that information from the lesson summary, or you could go to the back of your book. And I think we did that the other day. I pointed out to you guys the glossary. There's a few pages, and you can just condense one of their definitions if you need to and write it in there. All right. I always want you to write it in the box. Okay, and then if I ask you to write something else, it'll be below the box like I did yesterday. All right. All right. The practice problems. This book that I started using looks like somebody was using it last year, but they didn't start until they got to page 107. Anyways, number one here, it says, what is the surface area of this rectangular prism? How much am I doing on time here? And so you have 4 choices. I'll let you guys figure that one out. Then it says, which description can represent the surface area of this trunk? So I want you guys to read over those and be thinking about what it says. And again, you have 1 choice out of 4 there. And down at the bottom, it says, which figure has a greater surface area? And I'm also going to say, or are they the same? Question mark. I probably should have capitalized the or there. So you can write that down. Or are they the same? And so it's kind of nice they color code those. So it should be relatively easy for you guys to figure out the surface area of each one of those figures. Turn to page 108. It says a rectangular prism is 4 units high and 2 units wide and 6 units long. What is the surface area in square units? Explain or show your reasoning. If you need to draw it, if that would help you, you can. But let's try that. There's a couple different ways that you could draw something that looks 3D. And I'm going to show you how I do mine. And some of you that are natural artists may already have a way you do yours, but I'm just going to show you what I do. So I'll draw a rectangle, and then in the top 2 spots, I'm going to draw a couple short lines, but notice they're not straight. Kind of tilted them, I don't know, maybe not quite 45 degrees. And then I'll do the same thing in the bottom right corner. Now, somebody could also do this corner and then tilt them the other way, but it doesn't really matter. And then I'm just going to draw a line and close those up. Now it says the rectangular prism is 4 units high and 2 wide. So I need to divide this. I'm just going to start with the side here into 4. So I'm going to go, and I'm using my pen here, so if I make a mistake, that's not good. You guys should probably use a pencil so you could erase it. So let's see here. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Not perfect, but you can see that it's 4 units high. And then it also says it's, let's see, 4 units high, 2 units wide. So I'm going to draw a straight line right down the middle there. So here we have now something that's 1, 2, 3, 4 high and 2 wide.
8 units.
Okay, yeah, 8 units for that side. And so, Mr. Dowler, what would this side be?
It would also be 8.
It would also be 8 units. Nicely done. Put up 20 points. All right, so now what I need to do, the front, the face in the front, the largest piece, is going to match these lines here.
So you draw 5 lines.
So I drew 3 because I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I know.
Okay. All right.
You draw that tiny line that's on the side. You draw it across the top.
Yeah, you could, but I'm not worried about that just yet. I'll let you guys figure that one out. So, and then it says it's 4 high, 2 wide, 6 long. So I need to take this front face here and divide it into 6. What's that?
I think it's someone working on the building.
Oh, okay. All right. So again, I'm using a pin here, so hopefully it's not going to look terrible. So it's got to be 6 across here. So let's see here. So here's 1. There's 2. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad. That works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again, if you draw this differently, that's okay. As long as you can represent 4 units high, 2 wide, and 6 long. And it does ask, what's the surface area in square units. So it says you can explain or show your reasoning. However you want to do that is up to you. If you wanted to draw it or come up with another method that you could explain in a sentence or two, I'm fine with that. All right. All right. Then it says draw an example of each of the following triangles on the grid. It says a right triangle with an area of 6 units. So now we're not talking about surface area. We're just talking about area. So a right triangle, what's that? That's going to be 90 degrees, right? It's going to look something like that. And this right here is going to be 90 degrees. Okay, but you got to draw it on the grid, and it's got to be 6 square units. Then it says an acute triangle. What's an acute triangle? Let me pull the stick. Let me see here. Well, where'd you guys go? Here you are. An acute triangle, Miss Stevenson, is what? Do you remember, hon? Miss Stevenson. Yeah, less than 90 degrees. And then an obtuse triangle. Oh, put up 20 points. An obtuse triangle, Miss Durgan?
Is larger than 90 degrees.
More than. Or larger, I suppose. More than 90 degrees. All right. All right, then, oh man, I'm just not going to have time. Find the area of triangle MOQ, MOQ, and then find the area of this shape. You might want to cut these wings off a little bit and rearrange them. And so what I want you guys to do is work on Unit 1, Lesson 12, page 103 to 109. I'm going to call you up a group at a time, and I'm going to grade something in your workbook. And let me end this.